Welcome to this presentation, the new reference for mass serialization for pharmaceutical primary packaging. We are a Belgian company who pride ourselves in the knowledge of all types of lasers, from diodes, fibers, right through to femtolasers. Three of the founders are in the technical leaders in their field. Amplitude and Bordeaux are one of the world's best at femtolasers, KST at engineering, Lazier at optics and integration onto production lines. And then we have TBS in London, who protect brands all around the world with different solutions, and Costet in perfume and cosmetics in Paris. Plus we have a strong financial backup to help us along the road. We have also access to 110 people. Most of our customers are concentrating on product mix-up, because we're marking naked vials and syringes before they're labeled with an individual number which can be read, and this can also be used for counterfeiting and grey marketing purposes, helping pharmaceutical companies in all sorts of different ways. Here's a nice picture of a data matrix inside glass. You can see the very clear definition of the data matrix. Here it is inside a syringe. It can also be a logo in combination with numbering. Here's a video of the data matrix in a live situation. You can see it's a bit like a data matrix. It disappears and appears depending on the lighting, but you can see the very high definition of the data matrix, which makes it very easy to read on production lines at very high speeds. We also do that for aluminium. This is a colored aluminium picture, but also can be bare aluminium, also at very high speeds. But firstly, looking at the glass, we have some key advantages. Using our femto laser, which has an extremely high pulse rate of 10 to the minus 15 pulses per second, with a very special energy distribution, all we do is we change the refractive index of the glass, and we guarantee no micro cracks. Of course, no additives, no inks, no metal depositions, and it's inside the glass, it's marking inside the primary pack, TRACKinside in other words. Also, we mark on the fly, which means that the primary pack does not need to stop in front of the laser. Typically we'll do a 0.8 times 0.8 millimeter data matrix, but that's flexible. But at that side we can do quite easily 10 per second on the fly. The size of the laser is getting more and more compact as we develop it. Here's a picture, and it's only about 50 centimeters long. So easy to integrate on most production lines. Another key is the fact that the code, or the logo in this case, can be read both in transmission or reflection. The picture on the left has the lamp from behind, whereas the picture on the right is on a black surface, and you can still read the logo. And this has the big advantage that if a vial, in this case a vial, this is the bottom of a vial, is filled with a milky material or any other material, you can still read it. In fact, you can mark and read even when the primary pack is full, and we get this grade A readability. We have a pilot line in our facility, so we can run pilots. We can mark tens of thousands of syringes, even vials, showing you also that it can be done at 10 a second. The next picture here will be showing it from the laser side, and straight out the laser we also have a camera verifying each code has been printed properly or marked properly. And then if by chance it hasn't been marked, it actually gets rejected, so that then it doesn't go through as a non-readable primary pack. Our reject rates are very, very interesting. We're down to a few per 10,000, very, very low reject rates. And you can see there, that was the pictures of the data matrix. This is the eject station. So in fact, each picture gets held in the database. This is a picture I extracted from many tens of thousands of pictures we have, but it has a big blob of silicone in the middle, and still this was able to be read. A data matrix, of course, is very robust in its readability, even if it's covered partly. And each picture gets its own file name. For example, here this was saved on a particular date, and also here at a time. And this particular customer wanted 2 letters, 4 digits, and then a serial number in the file name, and that particular picture gets its own identity in the same way the vial does, or the syringe. Here's another picture with lots of glass bubbles, still able to be read, has a bit of a scratch in it as well. Very robust. We do the same on aluminium, also 10 per second. As I mentioned before, clear or colored, and we read it with our specially designed 360-degree reader, which uses just one camera to read right around the circumference of the vial, and we can do this at extremely high speeds, much higher than in fact 600 a minute. And then we'll integrate the laser and the readers and the whatever is necessary into a production line. It can be a module or it can be an independent pilot line. All things are possible depending on the situation. If we look at the mass serialization life cycle, you can see at the bottom of the page we're marking the primary pack, and then we can use cameras at different places within the production line to start to get history and information about each individual primary pack. You can read it at combining, at labeling, at inspection, at filling, and all this can be fed up to the ERP system, which of course then can be used in all sorts of different ways to control products in the market and give lots of benefits to the pharmaceutical company. The coding is based on a scan code mass serialization system. So in this case we've marked, for example, the aluminium crimp can be linked together with another code on the label, and this can be linked in ERP, or it can be linked directly to the code on the secondary packaging, the G10 code for example, to the serial part of it, or to a packaging seal with an embedded code. We also go a step further and develop branded mobile applications across all the different mobile phone systems, and then those applications get linked up to the ERP. So basically this whole system gives particular advantages, gives of course a robust distribution control and added value to different end users, for example enforcement, customs, doctors and nurses, as well as patients. We link that also with our family of tamper-proof seals. This is mostly coming from TBS, but we have tamper-evident seals, authentication and coding systems, and then we link that to branded mobile applications to read the codes. So the scan code mass serialization has particular advantages. The generation is done at the printer. We have special drivers that print it, and then the codes are sent directly to our secure servers instantaneously. And the codes are always random, and we guarantee the randomness never repeating. Impossible to reverse engineer because we use PGP encryption. Really impossible to reverse engineer, and all data transfer is done using PCI DSS, which is the payment card industry data security standard. And then of course the different user groups get different information. For example, customs need to know if it's in the right country. A patient needs to have the product information in the right in the right language. Investigators need to know if it was sold, who it was sold to when they're investigating, things like that. So we thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to hearing back from you. And we invite you to go to our YouTube TRACKinside channel and register, and then you'll be informed as soon as we upload new videos about our technology. Thank you very much, and we look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.